Whom?
착륙했어요. 연신이랑 협상이 순조롭게 끝나서 앞으로 또 갈 필요는 없을 것 같아요.
In the afternoon, you receive a call from Artem while he is at the airport. After several in-depth discussions, Rival Group Intelligence agreed to continue cooperating with Themis. Perhaps by coincidence, the autumn rain that had been falling for days finally stops today, and warm sunlight spills through the window. It's wonderful! You've made several trips to the capital for this matter, and all your hard work has finally paid off.
요즘 많은 사람들이 이 일을 주시하고 있었을 텐데 당신도 고생 많았어요.
You too. You haven't been in touch much these past few days, so the two of you naturally chat about all sorts of things. You only say your reluctant goodbyes when he gets into the car for the trip back. But maybe it's because he's been traveling so much lately and your longing for him has built up. Just knowing he's on his way home makes it impossible for you to focus on anything. Yeah, maybe I should tidy up the room a bit. Since you can't sit still, you decide to do something to take your mind off things while waiting for Artem to come home. Study. This book, I think it was on the second shelf. While putting away the books scattered around the living room and bedroom, you suddenly spot an unfamiliar rectangular box on the bookshelf. The lid is only half closed, with a sliver of gold peeking through the opening. Driven by curiosity, you open the box. It's an exquisitely crafted leaf bookmark. The padding in the box is already aged, but the bookmark itself is perfectly preserved, clearly cherished by its owner. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. Could it be something from Artem's collection? Just as the thought registers, you hear the sound of the front door opening. You put the bookmark aside and run to the entryway. Artem!
나왔어요.
Artem sets down his briefcase and, without even taking off his coat, opens his arms and pulls you into a hug. You gently return his embrace. A thousand unspoken words dissolve into silent touches, conveyed through the quiet warmth you share. After a while, he gently pats your back and loosens his arms.
먼저 옷 갈아입고 올게요.
As he speaks, he takes off his coat. You instinctively take it and hang it on the rack, but feel two stiff cards in the pocket. What's this? Curious, you take the cards out and are instantly dazzled by a vibrant red maple leaf.
단풍강 캠핑 공원에 있는 펜션 초대장이에요. 마침 도착해서 올라오는 길에 가져왔어요.
Huh? Is there a new event?
네. 사장님이 가을 풍물 나눔회라는 이벤트를 연다고 하는데 가을에만 열리는 특별한 이벤트인 것 같아요.
Artem leans over to look at the invitation with you and then opens his phone calendar to check the event date.
우리 연차 아직 충분히 남았는데 한번 가볼까요?
I love to go. The scenery at Maple River is so beautiful. I never get tired of visiting no matter how many times I go. Besides, you've been so busy lately. You should relax a bit. Let me roast some sweet potatoes for you this time. Otto smiles gently and strokes your hair.
같이 해요.
Maple River B&B Courtyard. After confirming the time and place with the guest house owner, you return once more to the familiar Maple River Resort.
어서 오세요, 두 분. 지난번엔 편하게 지내셨나요?
신경 써주셔서 감사했습니다. 방도 편안하고 주변 경치도 좋더군요.
Yeah, we've just been so busy with work lately, otherwise we probably came here more often.
다행이네요. 이번에도 지난번과 같은 방으로 준비해뒀습니다. 여기 열쇠입니다.
The owner turns around and retrieves the key, two brochures, and a local map from the front desk before handing them to you.
이번 이벤트 안내 책자도 있는데 간단한 이벤트니까 너무 걱정하지 않으셔도 돼요. 편하게 휴가 보낸다 생각하시면서 즐기세요. 가을을 가장 잘 표현할 수 있는 가을 풍물을 가져와서 나눔회에 참여하기만 하면 된답니다.
Autumn souvenirs? Can it be anything?
네, 낙엽 한 잎이든 풀 한 줄기든 다 괜찮아요. 이벤트 기간에는 나눔회를 몇 차례 진행할 거예요. 다들 돌아가면서 무대에 올라와 가져온 물건을 소개하고 그것들이 가을과 어떤 특별한 인연이 있었는지 이야기해 주시면 돼요.
As the owner talks about the event, she wears a constant smile. You can tell she's poured a lot of effort into organizing it. That actually makes you a little worried. If the item you bring back isn't special enough, wouldn't you let her down, given all the effort she'd put into this? You open the map and try to plan out a few targets. It's better than wandering around aimlessly. This is maple forest. I bet a lot of people will bring maple leaves.
특별한 걸 찾고 싶은 거예요?
Artem instantly understands what you mean and begins studying the map with you.
좀 더 멀리 가서 근처의 다른 곳도 둘러보죠.
Hearing your conversation, the owner chuckles warmly.
멀리 갈 필요도 없어요. 사실 리조트에는 단풍나무 말고도 다양한 나무들이 있거든요. 이맘때는 소나무 숲과 밤나무 숲이 산책하기 딱 좋을 겁니다. 강 건너편에는 은행나무 숲도 있어요. 관광객들이 뽑은 피크닉 명소이기도 한데 시간 되시면 한번 가보는 것도 좋을 거예요.
I see. In that case, there's no need to worry.
맞아요. 그리고 모두가 단풍잎을 가져온다고 해도 다 똑같이 생긴 잎일 리는 없어요. 각각의 잎마다 분명 그들만의 특별한 점이 있을 테니까요.
The boss answer puts you at ease. After all, someone who hosts a souvenir sharing event must see every existence in the world with the gentlest gaze. You look at Artem and find him gazing back at you with a warm smile.
우리가 걱정이 너무 많았나 보네요. 사장님 말씀대로 휴가를 즐기면서 가볍게 놀아볼까요?
Yes, as for what we'll find later, let's leave it up to fate.
맞아요. 모든 건 운명이죠. 재밌게 즐기시고 나눔회에도 꼭 와주세요.
We'll definitely be back on time. The autumn colors are even more vivid than last time. Morning sunlight shines clearly through the forest, setting the cascading red leaves aglow like fire. You put your luggage down in the room and check the map again to sketch out your itinerary before heading out. These two areas must be the pine forest and chestnut grove. I was in such a hurry during my last two visits that I didn't get to explore them properly. I'll definitely make up for it this time. I'll also collect some pine cones and chestnuts as souvenirs to share. And about the ginkgo forest that the owner just mentioned. Looking out the window, you spot bits of green among the sea of red, and across the river, there must be a golden grove radiant enough to dye the sky. There are so many places I want to visit.
그럼 전부 가보는 게 어떨까요?
Huh? But these places are quite far from each other. Autumn takes the map from your hand, folds it neatly, and puts it away before standing up with your hand in his.
시간은 충분하니까 천천히 걸으면서 좀 더 멀리 가봐요.
Okay. At least today's journey won't be interrupted by work-related chaos or upcoming flights like before. There's no need to worry about distance or direction. All you have to do is keep walking hand in hand. Through this forest path in autumn hues, you two walk in until the sun sets and the stars begin to blink.
바람에 흩날린 당신의 머리카락이 내 시야를 가려. 그 사이로 흩날리는 황금빛 잎사귀만이 선명히 보였어요. 마치 찬란한 가을빛처럼 나의 세상에 내려앉았죠.
Maple River Resort Pine Forest area. Following the map's guidance, you soon find a pine grove tucked away inside a maple forest. Emerald green surrounded by fiery red, it seems jarring at first but reveals a unique and vivid beauty. The air is filled with the scent of pine as you and Artem walk hand in hand, your pace slow and easy along the forest trail. If only I could take this moment of tranquility back with me. You take a deep, contented breath and sigh. A gentle chuckle reaches your ears. Then you feel his grip tighten as Artem tucks your joined hands into the pocket of his coat. Oh? You glance at Artem. He tilts his head slightly and gently squeezes your hand inside the pocket.
나도 이 순간을 주머니에 담아두고 싶어서요.
The pine-scented air, the warm autumn sun, the soft earth underfoot, these are sights you can't take with you, destined to fade from memory. But some feelings more elusive and harder to hold than all of that stay with you because of Artem's gestures and words. You walk hand in hand through the pine forest when a round, dark shape suddenly drops to the ground in front of you.
솔방울인가요?
Sure enough, a small pine cone rests beneath the tree. Its layered scales form a smooth little sphere, and it even rolls a few times after it lands. Yeah, it's like a pine cone ball. The plump little pine cone is too cute to resist. You instantly add it to your list of potential souvenirs and run over to pick it up. But just as your fingertips are about to touch it, a tiny furry paw darts out and snatches it away. The little thief looks a bit like a hamster with shiny black eyes. It holds the pine cone in its front paws and squeezes at you. It! You instinctively glance at Artem. Seeing your curiosity, he cautiously puts an arm around your shoulders and gently pulls you back a step.
작은 동물이라도 공격성이 강할 수 있으니 조심하는 게 좋겠어요.
Yeah, there are plenty of pine cones around. We can just pick another one. You walk a bit further and start sifting through a few pine cones under another tree. To your surprise, the uninvited guest seems to have its eyes locked on you. No matter which one you try to pick up, it dashes out and snatches it first. It even tosses aside the ones it already grabbed just to snatch the new ones. You sigh and stand out, starting to think you won't be getting a pine cone today. Autumn, I think it's targeting me. Autumn? When there's no response, you turn around and see the little mouse at Autumn's feet, baring its teeth at him in anger. In Autumn's hand is the initial pine cone you wanted. He must have picked it up while the mouse was distracted by you.
그냥 이게 바닥에 떨어져 있길래.
Autumn explains a little awkwardly. The mouse, realizing he's not giving it back, turns its head away and scurries off. Is it angry? Does it feel like we're ganging up on it?
그럴 수도 있겠죠. 하지만 솔방울을 먼저 떨어뜨렸잖아요. 내가 주운 걸로 탓할 순 없죠.
Exactly. It's clearly the little troublemaker here. You follow up on Artem's comment with a playful tune, but there is still a faint sense of regret as you think about the little mouse running off. I wonder if I'll ever encounter it again. I should have taken a photo with it when I had the chance. Saying that you are missing the little one from earlier, Artem ponders for a moment before making a suggestion.
사람을 무서워하지 않는 걸 보니 리조트에서 키우는 걸지도 몰라요. 돌아가서 사장님한테 혹시 여쭤볼까요?
Great idea! I've also already collected the souvenirs from the pine forest area. Just like before, you slip your right hand into Artem's coat pocket, but this time you also slip in the pinecone ball resting in your palm. Smiling, he gently takes the pinecone from your hand and intertwines his fingers with yours. The walk back to the guest house isn't too far or too close, just enough for you two to savor the scent of pine and the warmth of holding hands. Maple River B&B Courtyard. After hearing about your unexpected encounter, the guest house owner bursts into laughter and pulls up a photo on her phone, one of her and the mistress mouse.
두 분이 본 게 이 녀석 맞죠? 링링이라고 하는데 이 동네에선 모르는 사람이 없는 슈퍼스타예요.
You take a close look at the photo and think back to the little one you just saw. The images do match up. Right, what breed of mouse is Lily?
나그네지예요. 작년 가을에 어디선가 나그네지 가족이 단풍강 리조트로 들어와서 털을 잡았죠. 평소엔 좀처럼 모습을 드러내지 않아서 관광객들이 여러 번 방문했는데 풀잎까지 사서 먹여보려고 해도 그림자조차 볼 수 없었어요.
I shouldn't have fought with her over that pine cone.
괜찮아요. 원래 견과류 같은 건 안 먹거든요. 그냥 장난치는 거였을 거예요.
그럼 갖고 있죠. 이 솔방울도 링링이가 우리한테 남긴 기념품이나 다름없으니까요.
Hearing Artem say that sparks an even better idea in your mind. In that case, why don't we go back to the pine forest and leave a gift for Lily too?
안내 데스크에 들러서 풀줄기를 좀 사가면 되겠네요. 사과의 의미로요.
Alright, let's buy some more so he can take them back to share with her family. Map of Resort, the pine forest area. You return to the tree from earlier with the stalks. Before long, the familiar tiny gray shadow appears before you. Seeing how happily Lily is eating, I think she must have forgiven us.
지금이라면 기념사진 찍자고 해도 도망가진 않을 것 같네요.
Let's take a photo with her together. The crib shutter click freezes this unique encounter in time. After saying goodbye to Lily, you tuck away both the instant photo and the pine cone, stepping into the deepening autumn dusk. The bushes sway gently, rustling softly. Perhaps your new friend is seeing you off.
우리는 종종 서로를 바라보았지만 이번에는 조금 다른 것 같아요. 단 한순간 당신의 눈동자 너머로 앞으로의 여생이 보였거든요. 우리는 영원히 가을 속에서 서로를 보게 될 것이고 서로의 모습 속에서 가을을 보게 될 거예요.
B&B room. Another day of exploration comes to an end. You and Artem return to the room, take a quick shower, and begin sorting through the spoils you've gathered. Chestnuts, pine cones, falling leaves. Looking at all the different items before you, you begin to feel unsure. Each one seems to represent autumn well, but I feel like something's still missing. While you're spacing out, a warm breeze brushes past your temple. Autumn leaves your still damp hair carefully drying the
이미
roots.
늦가을인데 감기 조심해야죠.
Feeling his fingertips at the back of your head, you can't help but lean into his palm with a sense of comfort. But with that small movement, the warm breeze sweeps past your ear and onto the low table, scattering the neatly sorted souvenirs. Oh no, I just recognized that. You hurry to catch the fluttering leaves, then lean over to gather the pine cones and chestnuts that have rolled to the other side of the table. Only after pulling everything back together do you breathe a sigh of relief. Autumn quickly turns off the hairdryer, waiting until you are seated again before switching it back on. I should put this away first.
알겠어요.
Autumn sets down the dryer and picks up the hairbrush beside him, gently brushing your hair. You casually slip a leaf into the brochure on the table when suddenly a similar scene flashes through your mind. It's the leaf bookmark you found while tidying the bookshelf, but then you guess it must have been part of Autumn's collection. Alright, let's collect more fallen leaves tomorrow. We need both maple and ginkgo leaves.
갑자기 왜 모으려고요?
Because they're beautiful and you can only see them in autumn. Isn't that perfect for the theme of this souvenir sharing session? You vaguely change the subject and pretend to study the map intently, secretly planning to turn the collected leaves into bookmarks as a surprise for Artem. Though you only open the map for show, Artem reaches out and circles a location on it.
단풍잎을 모으려면 내가 아는 곳이 있어요. 오늘 다른 관광객들이 말하는 걸 들었는데 이 숲에 부부나무라고 불리는 수백 년 된 열리지 나무가 있다고 해요. 내일 같이 가볼래요?
A couple tree that's been around for that long?
네. 처음 이 나무를 심은 사람이 부부였다고 해요.
Your attention is completely drawn to the couple trees while Autumn's hand keeps moving, his voice narrating the legend as gently as the sensation of him touching the top of your head.
처음에는 두 나무가 각자 자라나서 주변 사람들도 늘 남편과 아내가 심은 나무 중 어느 쪽이 더 잘 자랐는지 비교했대요. 그러다 홍수가 나서 부부는 목숨을 잃었고 두 나무도 뿌리가 손상되어 영양분이 부족해지면서 점점 시들어갔죠. 모두가 오래 살지 못할 거라고 생각했지만 두 나무는 하루가 갈수록 서로에게 더 가까워지고 있었어요. 결국 서로를 지탱하며 한 몸으로 자라났고요. 사람들은 그 부부의 애정이 두 나무에 깃들었기에 가장 힘든 시기를 버틸 수 있었다고 말했어요.
Autumn's tender breath is like a long silk thread, drawing you back to those moments sealed away by time. This version of the story seems simpler than others you've heard, yet it strikes right at the heart, stirring up emotions that are both touching and bittersweet. Seeing that you haven't spoken for a while and even stopped packing up the souvenirs, Autumn pauses what he's doing.
이 이야기는 어때요?
I really like it. I understand why you wanted to share this story with me. He starts gently combing through your hair again, silently waiting for you to continue. You raise your hand to the side of your head, gradually finding his fingers and tracing the contours of his knuckles. No matter how others compare and criticize, and no matter what disasters befall them, they'll always be each other's unwavering choice, right? In the tranquil night, Autumn doesn't answer. He simply catches your hand that's tracing patterns on his fingers and interlaces his fingers with yours. Let's go visit the couple trees tomorrow.
좋아요. 내일 별탈 없이 나무를 보러 가려면 지금은 우선 머리를 말리는 게 좋겠죠?
You put the souvenirs away in the drawer, and Artem turns the hairdryer back on, the warm air flowing through his fingers and lifting the ends of your hair. Warm and lingering like the story he just told you, echoing in your ears for a long time. At this moment, you suddenly understand what felt missing all along while sorting through those souvenirs. The boss doesn't hold this sharing session just for the souvenirs themselves, but to gather the stories behind them, stories that belong to the travelers. What kind of story will you encounter tomorrow?
감이 달콤하네요. 가을의 달콤한 맛인 걸까요? 아니면 바쁜 일상에서 겨우 얻어낸 우리만의 평온한 순간 때문인 걸까요?
Maple River Resort under the couple tree. You heard that the couple trees is also a perfect spot for watching the sunset. And thus, you and Arthur come to sit beneath the tree, finding an empty patch of ground to rest. Perhaps it's just good luck that there aren't many people around. In the gentle autumn breeze, the canopy of couple trees casts its heat over your silhouettes. It feels nice. Sunlight pours through the gap between the two tree trunks, casting a narrow strip of light. You deliberately stretch your legs into the light, letting the autumn sun fall warmly upon them. Looking up, the branches of the two trees split apart and then come together like two inseparable paths ahead, widening and turning, ultimately intertwining with each other. Maybe only after seeing them up close with our own eyes can we understand why they're called couple trees. The emotion that stirs in your heart is even stronger than last night. Autumn softened his tone and nods thoughtfully.
맞아요. 서로를 의지하고 도와가면서 한 나무의 뿌리가 손상되더라도 연결된 부분을 통해 다른 나무가 영양분을 공급하면서 그 나무의 뿌리가 되어주죠. 지금 이렇게 100년을 함께 해왔으니 이미 서로를 구분할 수도 없을 거예요.
Perhaps subconsciously, while lost in thought, Autumn gently wraps his arms around you and nuzzles your hair with his chin. Just then, a maple leaf falls. It twirls in front of you before being lifted by the wind, dancing toward Autumn's head. Huh? You sit up straight and follow the path of the falling maple leaf with your gaze. Sure enough, you spot a bright red one resting on Autumn's head.
무슨 일이에요?
Autumn tilts his head in confusion and reaches up to touch the top of his head, but the maple leaf remains perfectly still, probably caught in his hair even as he moves. He looks so adorable like this that you can't help but take a photo first before gesturing for him to lower his head. Yeah, there's a maple leaf on your head. Let me get that for you. As you pick up the maple leaf, you realize just how beautiful it is. Its vibrant colors complementing the burning sunset on the horizon. As if carrying all the autumn colors of heaven and earth, it drifts into your world. Perhaps this is the blessing from the couple tree. The sun hasn't completely set, but a few remaining visitors have already left. This blessing becomes a secret shared only between you and Artem.
그럼 이게 아마 우리한테 가장 어울리는 가을 풍물이겠네요.
Bathed in the glow of the setting sun, you lean in your head back on his shoulder as the two of you gaze at the couple tree swaying in the wind. With so many branches, which one could be the source of this gift? You stare absentmindedly at the crisscrossing shadows of the trees, when suddenly you notice grotesque scars at the junction where the trunks meet. What's up? Look.
응?
You raise your hand and points to where your gaze falls, a particularly conspicuous scar on the bark, now layered with the thick colors from centuries of weathering. Over the years, they must have endured unimaginable hardships.
부부나무가 서로 맞닿은 부분은 사실 서로가 부딪히며 생긴 상처였을 거예요. 바람이 부는 날이면 오랫동안 서로 부딪히면서 껍질을 벗겨내고 바람이 그치면 맞닿은 부분이 아물어 하나로 이어지는 거죠.
Friction, huh? You ponder Autumn's ways, and a quiet empathy rises within you. Friction. I wonder if it's an inevitable path when two people grow closer. Your wistful tone fades into the wind. Autumn remains silent for a long time, and you can't help but turn around in search of his gaze. He looks up at you, his eyes so close, filled with gentle certainty.
아마도요. 우리는 전보다 더 가까워진 것 같네요.
His tone is calm and steady. He must have already figured out what touched you so deeply. The last time you came here to see the maple leaves, you had a not quite argument over the public opinion crisis caused by the Primwell Group incident. But just like how one branches will grow anew, the two of you found the perfect way to resolve your small differences. Didn't we agree not to let our worries hold us back and to each pursue what we want to do? This feels like the best path for the two of you. The future won't be all smooth sailing, but even if the path ahead is winding and muddy through storms and gills, you will always be the gentlest shadows in each other's hearts and the most steadfast strength by each other's side. A breeze stirs up, making the trees rustle in the forest. You wrap your arms around Artem's neck and meet his lips amidst the softly falling maple leaves. He doesn't hesitate for long before pulling you into his arms and deepening the kiss. Time seems to stand still at this moment, as if the world holds only the two of you.
이 순간의 행복을 어떻게 기록해야 할까? 오랫동안 고민한 끝에 당신이 주운 은행잎을 책갈피로 삼아 내 인생의 한 페이지 끼워뒀어요.
That day, you watched the entire sunset beneath the couple tree. When you return to the guest house, the starring session is already in full swing. Just as the person on stage finishes their turn, the host urges you and Artem to go up and share as well. You take out the little keepsakes you've collected over the past few days and tell everyone about your miraculous autumn encounter. After coming home, you turn the maple leaf that fell from couple trees into a bookmark, planning to give it to Artem. I can only work on it during breaks, and I have to hide it from Artem. I wonder if he thinks I've been acting strange lately. But at least the final product turned out beautiful. It's a wonderful way to preserve the memory of this souvenir hunting experience forever. With a careful decorated gift box in hand, you take a deep breath and knock on the study door. Study. Artem must have just finished work. He's standing in front of the bookshelf picking out a book to share with you tonight. Seeing you walk in with your hands behind your back, his initial surprise softens into a gentle look.
무슨 일이에요? 나한테 뭐 보여줄 거라도 있나요?
Why are you so perceptive? You're ruining the surprise by saying it out loud. You playfully pull out the square box from your behind. behind your back, though you're still quietly anticipating the look on his face when he opens it.
선물이에요? 나는 오늘 밤 같이 볼 책이나 영화를 골랐을 줄 알았는데.
Looks like the surprise part was a success. Quick, open it and see if you like it. You lean in closer, not wanting to miss even the tiniest reaction. Artem lowers his gaze, his gentle eyes shifting back and forth between you and the gift box.
그럼 열어볼게요.
The ribbon slips open with ease. As Artem lifts the lid, his eyes flicker slightly, like ripples of light dancing on the surface of a spring.
그 단풍잎으로 책갈피를 만든 건가요?
The other day, when I was organizing my bookshelf, I saw that you had a pressed leaf bookmark in your collection. It gave me the idea to give you this. When you see that, he gives a small sheepish smile.
그걸 봤군요.
Autumn turns around and takes the bookmark from the bookshelf, placing it alongside the maple leaf bookmark. His movements are incredibly gentle, as if these two bookmarks are two beautiful yet fragile dreams. Seeing his actions and expressions, you suddenly realize why this fallen leaf bookmark has always felt so familiar to you. This fallen leaf, could it be?
네, 그때 대학교에서.
The time Autumn speaks of is from an autumn a long time ago. Celestine asked you to meet at the Stylish University Library but didn't show up herself. Looking back now, she was probably deliberately creating an opportunity for Artem and you to be alone together. That day, you met a student couple who mistook you for having the same kind of relationship as them, and they even drew a picture for you.
모델 역할을 하다가 당신이 잠들었는데 마침 낙엽 한 장이 떨어져서 내가 그걸 주웠어요.
A soft flush rises on Artem's ears, as if he's trying to hide his embarrassment. He turns his head away from you and fixes his gaze on the leaf bookmark. Actually, when I woke up, I saw you using it as a bookmark in the book you were reading. But I never expected that you would keep it all this time.
그때는 나도 내가 왜 그걸 책갈피로 만들었는지 이해하지 못했는데 어쩌면 그 커플의 감정에 영향을 받았거나 아니면 추억을 더 남기고 싶었던 거였을지도 몰라요.
I understand. Arthur speaks softly, letting old memories drift out as they come, his thoughts wandering freely, voicing whatever surfaces. At this moment, all you can offer in return is a quiet, I understand. You understand all his lingering affection, all his gentle sorrow, all those feelings that swell up in his chest and catch in his throat. Because you feel the same, so you understand everything.
여기로 이사 온 뒤로 계속 상자에 넣어두고 있었어요. 하지만 당신한테 보여주기는 좀 쑥스러워서요. 얼마 전에 집에서 쉬는데 가을이 되니까 한번 꺼내보고 싶더라고요. 다시 넣어두는 걸 깜빡했는데 당신이 보게 될 줄은 몰랐네요.
I guess it's fate. Otherwise, I wouldn't have thought of making a new bookmark for you. If only I had asked about its origins earlier, would have had more stories to share at the sharing session. You can't help but reach out and pick up that autumn leaf, as if the passing years have been pressed into this thin, delicate piece. All the memories you thought were long sealed away now come vividly alive through that golden hue.
괜찮아요. 우리는 앞으로도 수십 번의 가을을 함께 할 거니까요.
Autumn reaches around you, picks up the maple leaf bookmark and holds it beside your hand. The two leaves rest together. In your hand is the golden leaf that once drifted down to you. In his, the red maple leaf that landed softly on his hair years
우리는
later.
앞으로도 이런 이야기를 많이 겪게 될 거예요. 하룻밤 내내 이야기해도 다 못할 만큼 많이요.
Back then, you never imagined that the gently falling leaves could truly hold on to that autumn. Like time stretching far ahead, the red maple of today will one day echo back from the future. All you need to do is face each day in this long journey with sincerity as you wait a little longer, and then a little longer.